السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you, Doctor?
Fine. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Fine. Doctor, I have some question in sheet 4. I have one question in sheet 4.
Yeah. Ask me.
In example number 3, when you calculate S, you change it to O. Why? Why I don't divide by what it given, 100?
1 minute. Sheet 3, yeah?
Sheet 4.
Sheet 4. Okay. Which question?
3.
Okay. What is your doubt?
When I want to calculate the S for the load,
X for the load.
you change it to the O first.
No, already it is given in ohm. Yeah, load. Okay. Yeah, for load. Okay.
Yes. I can divide S by 100, which is given in the question.
Yes, but see, all these quantities, generator reactance, transformer reactance, line reactance, everything is in ohm. Okay.
Yes.
So the purpose of our using per unit system is all the quantities should be in the same units. So when you convert this with the MVA and when you convert this with the ohms, that will not be correct.
But when I want to calculate the per unit, it will be there are no units, no ohm.
Yes, but here see, 48 is megawatt, right? And 64 is MVAR. The load is given as 48 megawatt and 64 MVAR. So these two are two different quantities, which we will represent as a MVA.
Yes, I take both the quantity and divide by 100, which is given in the question.
But it will not be correct, I think. We have to change this load into its equivalent resistance form, I mean impedance form, how much impedance it is giving to the circuit. Why? Because we are converting all these quantities. This X is 9%. So what will be the actual quantity of this 9%? It will be in the form of in the units of ohm, reactance. So this is reactance. Reactance in the sense we can consider this as ohm. So all these are in ohms except this one.
Yes, doctor, but I mean, why we change it if I can't solve it directly? Just divide. There will be no unit. MVA will be cancelled.
MVA will be cancelled, but the load, which is how much it is offering resistance to the circuit, that will be unknown, I think. Are you getting my point?
Actually, no.
No problem. I will, as far as I know, what I thought when it is converted into this ohms, so all the quantities except this load is mentioned in MVA. So I thought it will not be feasible that we will convert this directly to per unit system. Why? Because everything, all the quantities given here are in the ohms only. Okay, so let me check whether what will be the proper answer. Okay.
Okay,
I
Doctor.
will tell you in the next class.
Okay, thank you. Doctor,
So
I
what
have
is
an
going
answer question. I'm sorry, I have another question. In sheet 5.
okay. Yeah, sheet 5. Okay.
Yeah, yes.
In the first question.
Yes, Doctor. When
Okay.
we change the VR, when we want to change it to the VR phase, we divide by square root 3. And the current we want, we don't change it because it's a star. It's a star.
Yeah, generally we will consider it as a star.
But we don't see it.
Yeah,
If
generally.
it don't mention, if they don't mention in the question, I consider it as a star.
Yeah, we will consider it as star.
Yeah.
Because we need neutral, no. In the power system, we need neutral. Otherwise, you cannot supply single phase power. So we consider that all the transmission lines will be connected in star only. That's why we will convert the voltage into phase, and the current we will take as usual. I mean, we will consider that the line voltage and the phase voltage will be same.
I get it well, thank you, Doctor. The last question, Doctor. When we calculate cosine phi s, we add the angle of the current IS plus the angle of the VS. But we take the angle of the current in the positive. It's minus, it's lag. Yes, Doctor, here.
This you are talking, huh?
Cosine 36.86.
Yes.
It should be in the minus. The current is lag.
Yeah, see, that minus we will indicate because to indicate that the current is lagging.
Yes.
Okay, but see, if you see this phasor diagram, see this is my reference voltage. Okay, and my current is lagging. Is that condition is satisfied here? See, voltage is leading and current is lagging here. So the angle between this voltage, yeah. When I add this current IR to this VR, and when I add this I into X, I will get I into Z, this phasor. So the resultant of this VR and this IZ will be my output VS. And the angle between this VS and VR is the delta. So here VS is leading, VR is lagging. So the minus indicate that this VR is lagging VS and IR is lagging VR, as well as IR is lagging VS also. So compared to this VS, this VR and IR are lagging. So we will indicate that with minus. But when we are calculating the angle, see, this is phi r and this is delta. So I need the angle between VS and this IR, so that this will be the total angle phi r and delta.
So I take the angle without the sign for the current and for the VS.
Yeah, when you are calculating the total angle, you have to consider this phasor diagram. If you see this phasor diagram, you will understand that, okay, I have to take the angle between Vs and IR. So this angle will be this delta plus phi r. So this total, it will be phi s. So here we are not, we will not see that minus. Why? Because minus just indicates that this IR will lag the VR and VR will lag the VS. That's all. That minus, its significance is over there when we draw this phasor diagram. Now I want the total angle between VS and this IR. So the total angle will be phi r plus delta.
If the V is in the minus, we take it as positive also.
VS is,
If it's coming in minus, the angle.
if VS is lagging.
Yes.
If VS is lagging, this VS will be to the down compared to this VR. But the angle will be same like that. So this
Thank
VR
you,
will be
Dr.
here. Yeah, this VR will be here, this VS will be here, like that. So that minus is utilized to draw the phasor diagram and to indicate that the current is lagging, to show that current is lagging.
Yes, Dr. I get your point. Thank you very much.
So what is going on in theory? Medium transmission line is completed.
Yes, Doctor. We take.
Okay, and long?
I think today we have a lecture today.
Okay, so today we will see this example 2, which is on medium transmission line. So if we have a 3-phase 100 km 60 medium transmission line delivering 20 megawatt at a power factor of 0.8 lagging and 66 kV to a balanced load. The conductors are of copper, each having a resistance of 0.1 ohm per kilometer, 1.5 centimeter diameter, spaced equilaterally 2 meters between the centers. Determine sending end voltage, sending end current, sending end power factor, percentage voltage regulation, transmission line losses, sending end power, transmission efficiency, ABCD constants, using 1 equations and 2 ABCD constants for nominal T and nominal pi method. So see, this example is having all the cases which you can see in the medium transmission line. For you have to calculate ABCD constants. You have to calculate all these quantities using nominal T method and nominal pi method and using equations also. So everything is summarized in one example. This example actually can be divided into 3-4 examples. In one example, I can tell you to calculate ABCD constants. In another example, I can tell you to calculate nominal T method. In another example, I can tell you to calculate using nominal pi method. And in one method, I can tell you to calculate using ABCD. And in another method, I can tell you to calculate using equations. So this can be divided into 3-4 examples. But I have summarized all the examples in one problem. So as I think you know that the medium transmission lines will be divided into 2 types. One is nominal T and another one is nominal pi. So what is the difference between these two, nominal T and nominal pi? If it is nominal T method, all the admittance of the line will be concentrated at the center of the line. And impedance will be divided into half part before the admittance, half part after the admittance. So it will looks like a T letter. So we will call it as nominal T method. And in nominal pi method, half of the admittance will be, we will assume that half of the admittance is concentrated at the sending end and half of the admittance is concentrated at the receiving end, and in between these two total impedance is there. So it will looks like a letter pi. So this method is known as nominal pi method. So we will see. Hope you know what are the ABCD constants. So ABCD constants are nothing but any network which is having like a parallel network, having a 2-port network. We can write the equations for Vs and Vr using these ABCD constants. So Vs will be AVR plus BIR, and Is will be CVR plus DIR. So hope you have taken this in your theory. So using ABCD constants also we can calculate all these things, or directly by using equations also we can calculate all these things. Okay, so see the solution. So how we will calculate? So first of all, resistance is given as 0.1 ohm per kilometer per phase. So what is the length of the line? It is 100 kilometers. So total resistance will be 0.1 into 100. So it is 10 ohm per phase. And inductance, how can I calculate? 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln GMD by GMR. So how much will be the GMD? Those are equilaterally spaced with 2 meters. So the GMD will be 2 only. And GMR will be R dash. So R is diameter is given as 1.5. So radius is 1.5 by 2, and it is given in centimeters. So multiplied by 10 power minus 2. And to convert this into effective radius, we will multiply this with 0.7788. This is already we have seen in sheet 2. So the inductance will be 1.167 multiplied by 10 power minus 6 Henry per meter. Now to calculate the total inductance, I will multiply. So if I multiply with the length 100 kilometers, it will be 0.116 Henry. This is the total inductance. And how can I calculate capacitance? 2 pi epsilon naught ln GMD by GMR, GMD by R. So 2 pi epsilon naught is 8.855 into 10 power minus 12 ln. The GMD will be 2 and the radius will be 1.5 by 2 means 0.75. To convert the centimeters into meters, we will multiply with 10 power minus 2. Here there will be no multiplication with 0.7788. Why? Because we will take only radius here, not the effective radius. So the capacitance will be 9.605 into 10 power minus 12 farad per meter. And if I convert this into kilometer, if I multiply with 10 power 3, it will become 9.605 into 10 power minus 9 farad per kilometer. So here I know the capacitance per kilometer. So here I will multiply with the length. So length of the line is 100 kilometer. So the total capacitance will be 9.605 into 10 power minus 7 farad per phase. Why? Because here 100 into 10 power 3 means it is 10 power 5. So 10 power 5 multiplied by 10 power minus 12, 10 power minus 7. Now, how can I calculate the inductive reactance XL? XL will be 2 pi FL. So frequency, it is given as 60 Hz, or otherwise we will consider that the frequency will be 60 Hz. So 2 pi 60 into L. L is 0.116 Henry. So the total inductive reactance will be 43.73 ohm per phase. Same like that, we will calculate capacitive reactance. So what will be the capacitive reactance? Xc will be 1 by 2 pi Fc. So 1 by 2 pi Fc. It will be 2761.66 ohm per phase. So from this reactance, capacitive reactance, we can calculate the admittance. Admittance will be 1 by Xc. So this will be J 3.621 into 10 power minus 4. You can say this is mho, which is opposite to the ohm. Why? Because this is admittance, or we can say it is Siemens, right? So now coming to the nominal T method. First of all, we will take the nominal T method. So how will be the nominal T method? See, all the capacitance will be concentrated at the middle of the line. Half of the impedance will be before this, half of the impedance will be after this. So the total resistance we will divide into two parts, R by 2, R by 2, and X by 2 and X by 2. And here it is sending and voltage, sending and current. This is capacitor current, and here we will be having capacitor voltage, and this will be receiving in current, and here the load will be connected. So we will consider this also is connected in star. So we will convert the voltage into phase. So 66 by root 3, it will be 38.105 kilowatt. Kilovolt. And we will consider that VR is the reference. So we will take here angle 0. Now, how can I calculate the receiving end current? Receiving end current will be the power which is the load is drawing divided by root 3 into VLIR. So here, see here I will take VL, not V per phase. Why? Because the formula for P is root 3 VL IL cosine phi. So here I will take 66 kV and the power factor is given as 0.8. See, as per your guess in the last example, here if I am considering that this power factor is lagging, I have to take minus for this 0.8. But we will not take like that. That minus, it will indicate only that the current is lagging. So we will not consider any minus here. We will consider only 0.8. But when we write the current, when we calculate this current, it will be 218.69. And how the angle can be calculated? With the cosine inverse of this power factor. So the cosine inverse of 0.8 will be 36.86. But for this 36.86, I should put minus to indicate that this current is lagging this voltage. So it will be 174.97 minus J 131.18. So this is rectangular form and this is our polar form. So what will be the total impedance of the line? Z, it will be R plus JXL, which is 10 plus J 43.73 ohms per phase. So how can I calculate the VC here? This voltage. So what will be the voltage here?
Doctor, I'm sorry. In the Z, why we don't consider the capacitance?
Why? Because this is medium line.
In the medium, we don't consider.
We will consider. In the medium and long, we will consider the capacitance.
In the Z, you don't write minus JXC.
Where?
In the Z impedance.
See, brother, impedance will be R plus JXL, not R minus JXC. Here we don't have capacitance in series. We have capacitance in parallel. We will consider the admittance in parallel, not in series. If we consider in series, then I will write here R minus JXC.
Yes, Doctor, I get your point.
Okay. So that is the method we will consider. Nominal T, nominal pi. Why we will consider? The capacitance will be distributed in parallel, not in series. Okay. So Z will be R plus JXL. And how can I calculate the voltage here? The voltage which is here, VR, to this VR, if I add the drop here, whatever the drop I have here, if I add this, I will get the voltage here, VC. I mean, simply you can say that if you apply a KVL here for this loop, that will be VC will be equal to VR plus this IR into Z by 2. Here we are applying just KVL. So that is what we are writing here. VC will be VR plus IR into Z by 2. So if we calculate this, the VC will be 41.96 into 10 power 3 at an angle of 4.33 kV. So what will be the IC here? How much current will be flowing here? That I can calculate as VC by minus JXC. Means VC by Z. Whatever the voltage I have here, if I divide this voltage with the impedance of the capacitance, I will get the current flowing. So the current flowing will be 15.19 at an angle of 94.33. So why I am calculating the current here? To calculate the IS. Why? Because IS is dividing into two parts, IC and IR. I already know IR. So if I calculate this IC, if I add these two, IC and IR, I will get the IS. So here IS will be IR plus IC. So IR is 218.69 at an angle of minus 36.86 plus IC is 15.19 at an angle of 94.33. So the total sending and current will be 208.99 at an angle of minus 33.72. So what will be the A here? The equivalent A will be this 173.82 which is calculated here from this. If I make this into rectangular form, this will be 173.82 minus J116.017. This will be our A, constant A. Now, how can I calculate the Vs? Vs will be the capacitor voltage to the capacitor voltage. If I add the drop, remaining drop, I will get the Vs. So Vs will be 45.70 at an angle of 8.03 kV. If I convert this into rectangular form, that will be 45.25 plus J 6.38 kV. So these are phase quantities. So if I have to convert this Vs into line quantity, I have to multiply with √3. So if I multiply, see in the beginning we have converted line quantity into phase quantity, so we have divided with √3. Here we are converting phase quantity into line quantity, so we are multiplying with √3. So if we multiply √3 with 45.702, it will be 79.15. And coming to the angle will be 3 times of the angle to this Vs. Okay, so then sending and power factor. So how can I calculate the sending and power factor? The angle between Vs and Is, same as the procedure I have explained in the problem number 1. This will be theta 1 plus theta 3. If I calculate this, the angle between this theta 3 will be 33.72 and theta 1 will be 8.03. So the total angle will be 41.75. So the sending and power factor will be cosine of 41.75. So that will be 0.746 lakh. And percentage voltage regulation, I can calculate from Vs minus Vr by Vr. Here the formula is Vs by A minus Vr. So it will be slightly different here. If you don't consider A, the percentage will be slightly different. But we have to consider this formula Vs by A minus Vr by Vr. So 79.15 divided by A minus Vr 66 kV by 66 multiplied by 100, that will be 20.89%. And how can I calculate sending and power? Sending and power will be 3 Vs Is cosine phi s. So 3 multiplied by Vs Is and cosine phi s. So here we will take the phase value, not the line value. So why? Because we are multiplying with 3. So if I take √3, then it will be VLIL cos phi. So here I am calculating with the phase quantities. So it will be 21.37 megawatt. So what will be the transmission line loss? So the sending end power minus receiving end power. Sending end power is 21.37 megawatt and receiving end power is 20 megawatt. So the losses in the line are 1.37 megawatt. So what will be the efficiency? So this 20 by 21.73. Receiving end power by sending end power. So if you multiply with 100, you will get 93.58. So these are the things we have to calculate: efficiency, regulation, sending in power, and the line losses. So the same, this losses 1.37 we can calculate using these formulas also. Actually losses means we will say it is I square R. So here we have I square R, but before we have after capacitor and before capacitor we have two different currents, IR and IS. So we will calculate differently. So 3 IR square by R by 2 plus 3 IS square by R by 2. So that will be 1.372 megawatt, which is equals to here. So the same thing. If we calculate in this way or in this way, the losses will be same, 1.37 megawatt. So from this also you can calculate the efficiency. Now the same thing we will calculate using ABCD parameters. So for nominal T method,
Victor,
how? Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
In the percentage voltage regulation, why we divide 79 by 0.9?
This is the formula Vs by A. We have to take Vs by A. Sending end voltage divided with the factor A.
How you find A?
A we will find here. This one. Or you can say, see, this is what we will calculate A here. In the nominal T method, A will be equal to D will be equal to 1 plus YZ by 2. This is the formula to calculate the constant A. So 1 plus, what is the admittance value? J 3.62 into 10 power minus 4 multiplied by impedance value 10 plus J 43.73 divided by 2. So this will be equal to 0.992. So this value you can use here to calculate the percentage voltage regulation. Even if you don't use here, there will be not much difference. So actually if you want the perfect answer, you have to use this. Otherwise, if you don't consider that, the answer will be 79.15 minus 66 divided by 66 multiplied by 100. So that will be 19.92. So a slight difference will be there. So 19.9 means almost equal to 20%. So even if you calculate with this, you will get equal to 20%. But this will be the perfect formula, exact formula. Even if you don't use A, no problem. You will get around only 20%. Okay?
Okay, Doctor.
So how to calculate this A and D? We can calculate A and D using this formula, and B will be Z multiplied by 1 plus YZ by 4. So if you substitute these values, you will get the B value, which is equals to 44.68 at an angle of 77.17. And how can I calculate C? In nominal T method, C will be equal to admittance. So that will be J 3.62 into 10 power minus 4. So now, if I know these ABCD constants, how can I calculate the Vs? Simply, to calculate the Vs, the formula will be AVR plus BIR. So substitute A value, VR value plus B value and I value. You will get the Vs. So how much I got Vs? 45.69. So by using equations, if I calculate how much I am getting Vs here, see 45.7. 45.7 and here it is 45.6. A 0.1 difference is there for these two methods, equation method and ABCD method. So line value we will get same 79.15. Here the line value we are getting 79.15. Same. In the line value, there is no difference. We are getting the same value. And how I can calculate the sending end current? Sending end current will be CVR plus DIR. So substitute the C value, VR value, D value, and IR value. So you will get the IS. IS will be 207.5. So how much we got here? IS 207. Yeah, here we got 208. Slightly we got more here. And in ABCD method, we got less here. Okay. So,
Yes,
and cosine sending and power factor value. So power factor value will be same. We have to add these two angles. IS angle 33.13 and VS angle. This 0. This how much I got? 8.034. This one.
Doctor, in VS line, the angle will change. Why?
Yeah, the angle will change. Why? Because did you know the phasor diagram of line voltages and phase voltages?
Actually,
You
no.
have to add, see, the angle between VS and VL, phase voltage and line voltage, the angle will be 30 degrees. If you want, I will show you the phasor diagram. See, this is the phasor diagram of phase voltages and line voltages. Any phase you take, it may be R phase or Y phase or B phase, any phase. So the angle between, this is the phase voltage and this is the line voltage. So the angle between phase voltage and line voltage is 30 degrees. So suppose if the phase voltage is at 1 degree, the line voltage will be 31 degrees. This one. Let's suppose here I have, this is my current and the angle is, now it is suppose 8 degrees, right? Now what is the angle between this current and this VR? How much will be this angle?
38.
38, right? So the angle between phase voltage and line voltage will be 30 always. So here it is 30. So this is phase voltage and this is line voltage. This will be 30. This will be 30 like this. So while you calculate this line voltage angle, you have to add an angle of 30 degrees.
Yes, Doctor, I get your point.
So here, while you are calculating the VS phase, if I get 8 degrees, VS line will be 38 degrees. We have to add 30 degrees. Okay. Now you can calculate IS. You can calculate the sending end power factor. You can calculate the sending end power efficiency regulation. You can compare these two methods, equation method and ABCD method. In both the methods, you will get almost all same values you will get. But I think this method will be easy to calculate. Just calculate the ABCD values and calculate the sending end current, sending end voltage, sending end power factor, sending end power efficiency and regulation. That will be easy. So this is for nominal T method. So nominal T method by equations, nominal T method by ABCD parameters. So you can select any method to solve. You can go by equations or you can go by ABCD. Both answers will be same. No problem in that. But suppose in the exam, if it is mentioned that you have to calculate using ABCD parameters, so you have to go for this method. If they don't mention any method, you can choose any method, either equation method or ABCD method. No problem. So the next one is nominal pi method. So here, what we will do, the admittance capacity will be divided into half, and the total impedance will be considered here between these two. So we are considering half capacitance at the beginning of the line at the sending end voltage and half at the receiving end voltage. So first of all, we know the VR and we know the IR. So this load and this capacitance both are in parallel. So this VR will be equal to the voltage of this capacitance, which we will consider as VC1. So from this VC1 and the reactance of this capacitance, I can calculate the current. So first I will calculate the capacitor 1 current. So how? V by Z. So if I calculate this, the capacitor 1 current will be 27.59 at an angle of 90 degrees. Then how can I calculate the line current here? This line current is nothing but this capacitor current plus this load current. So IC1 plus IR. That's what we are doing here. So IC1 plus IR, which will be 203.34. So once if I know this IL, I can calculate the what is the voltage here. That voltage you can say VC2 or VS. Why? Because VC, this capacitor and the sending end voltage both are in parallel. So both are same. So VS will be, VC2 will be equal to whatever the voltage here I am having. If I add the drop of this impedance to this voltage, I will get this sending end voltage. So that's what we are doing here. VR plus IL into Z. That we will get 44.874. I can calculate line value by multiplying with √3 and I can add 30 degrees to this, and then I can calculate the current. What is the current flowing in the second capacitor? Here the second capacitor current will be Vs divided by Z. So that will be 32.49 at an angle of 98.47. Then I can calculate IS. How can I calculate IS? IS will be this IL plus IC2. So I will get a sending end current of 184.57 at an angle of minus 22.76. From this I can calculate the sending end power factor. Same method, same phasor diagram. Simply you can consider the two angles and you can calculate the sending end power factor. So then I will calculate the percentage voltage regulation, sending end power, transmission line losses and efficiency. Same. Once if you know the values of Vs and Is, remaining everything will be same as nominal T method. There will be no difference. How we are calculating Vs and Is is only matters between nominal T and nominal pi methods. Then go to ABCD method. So how can I calculate the ABCD parameters in nominal pi method? There will be slight difference in the formulas. So A, D will be same, 1 plus YZ by 2. I will get the same value, 0.9992 at the angle of 0.1. Here B will be equal to Z and C will be equal to Y into YZ, 1 plus YZ by 4. So if you substitute the values, you will get ABCD values. And once if you know the ABCD values, you can calculate VS as AVR plus BIR. Same like in the nominal T method. There will be no difference. Only difference will be in the calculation of these parameters, ABCD. So once if you know, you can calculate VS, VS line, IS, sending end power factor, sending end power, efficiency, regulation, and losses. Okay, my dear. So this is our medium transmission line. So if you have any doubt, you can ask.
It's a clear, Doctor. Thank you.
Go through this solution. If you have any doubt, you can send me email or course message or any else. I will be there to solve any doubts, and better I will suggest you to solve more problems on this medium transmission line from Hadi Sadat textbook or any other textbook. You will get more expertise in this. Okay.
Inshallah.
So this is for this week. Inshallah we will meet